The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, the Power Trading Hour, with your host, David White. Now, the author of The Path of Least Resistance and The Tech Insider, David White.
And welcome to a beautiful Monday, August 20th, here in the headquarters for technical trading and investing, TFNN, Tiger Financial News Network. It is a gorgeous day for August down in Clearwater, Florida. Beautiful drive out here. Always seeing, I kind of have to go by a lot of the stuff that they're doing to get ready for the RNC that will be down here. I think it starts the 27th. Actually, it starts today. They're starting to have committee meetings and that kind of stuff down here. We're already starting to see protesters show up, and we'll get into that in a minute. Today is Homeless Animals Day. The third Saturday of August is International Homeless Animals Day. A lot of groups get together in about 12 different countries to bring up the idea that we need to make sure to keep our pets spayed and neuter, and be interesting. Is there? Hang on, just one second. There we go. Anyway, I just needed to. Anyway, it is Homeless Animals Day. But we'll get on to that. Anyway, S&P's off about 2.5 points. Absolutely no volume. 1.4 billion. Oh, actually 1.6 billion shares right now. Just very, very light. You'd like to see us going in right now about 2.3 billion shares on a normal day, but we'll have to continue to take a look at that. Anyway, we're going to go on to the news, and that is everybody's kind of nervous in Hong Kong from Bloomberg. Option traders are charging the largest premium since March to protect against losses in Chinese companies, on sign that a slowdown in the world's second largest economy is worse than economists estimated. So as we see a VIX that becomes lower and lower, what's our VIX here today? Let me see, 1432. It's up about 6%, but not way off its high at here. We continue to see VIX levels that show complacency in the market, but we will continue to look at that. I think we've got a tale of two markets, and that is one that China is saying we're going into at least some part of a recession, but we'll continue to look at that. Anyway, banks may be a thing of the past. We talked about France going to a 75% tax rate, and I guess it was about 2 weeks ago. The new president of France kept on just thinking that it was going to be a big problem, but in that, probably within a couple of days, reports are now coming out of England that a lot of these banks are actually within days flew over to England and are already looking at finding land and property to open up their banks in England. It looks like they're not going to be happy at all for looking at a 75% tax rate. This is kind of the equivalent that happens when, like all socialist countries, when they run out of other people's money, they have to, the people with money will run before, they can take it all. But we continue to see, this will be very interesting. Apparently they're working on the 75% tax to start the beginning of the year, and you'd have to be out of France by then. So these guys look like they're in a big hurry to exit stage left and get out of France while they still have a few pennies. Kind of interesting to see Facebook probably down again what is it here today? Up 83 cents. I suspect that we're going to see a lot of this back and filling somewhere probably between 18 and 20 bucks over the next 60 days. Probably not hear a lot about it, and that's because anybody with lockup right now is of 3 companies, and they own 90% of that lockup. They're going to do a fairly good job of getting news out into the marketplace that supports this and their ability to sell into this over the next probably into the late October time frame, before the big 1.2 billion share lockup comes. But we're already seeing some articles out there today talking about should Mark Zuckerberg step down as CEO. Probably way too early, but already putting the heat on this guy to actually get some results and start getting some money coming into this. When you look at this company, you've got Apple trading at a PE of about 10 to forward earnings. You've got about 35 for Facebook. These guys really need to get in gear and get that PE down. You could still see, if you're thinking of, similar PEs, you'd see Facebook trading around $7.5 bucks. So going to be very interesting to see how that works out. But there's a nice quote here, and there's a growing sense that Mark Zuckerberg, talented though he may be, is over his hoodie as CEO of a multi-billion-dollar public company, said Sam Hamada, head of research firm Priveco. I've never heard of him, but he got his name in the paper. Best Buy has named a new CEO, Hubert Joly. Guy's got a lot of turnaround experience. Unfortunately, it's all in other businesses, not in electronic retail. He is basically a guy that comes in for companies that have bad customer service. I don't know if Best Buy's problems are bad customer service or trying to price themselves against Amazon and being a showroom for the web. I'm not exactly sure. Everybody's not real happy with it. What is it, BBY? I think it's a symbol, isn't it? Pop up a quote here real quick. Yeah, off about 7.25%, $18.79. Part of this was to put off the original, the original founding partner of Best Buy, who still has $1 billion worth of stock, who's been putting a lot of pressure on the board to get something going. But it continues to look problematic, and certainly no one liked someone coming in from into a technology company that has done nothing but turn hotels and other things like that around. Without a new compelling technology to sell in the chain, i.e. a new product that they can really sell, they'll probably do okay with some iPhones and maybe a new MacBook Pro or something like that. But when you look at the size of the store compared to what they actually sell, refrigerators not doing very good, losing market to both Home Depot and Lowe's on that, and their white goods, and they pretty much put down Circuit City by getting into that business. But it looks to me like Home Depot and Lowe's are doing a much better job than we could see in Best Buy. Now they're down to selling some fairly low margin things like television sets against companies like Walmart. What they need to do is have some kind of new technology that they can actually gain some market share and margin on. And it doesn't look like anything that he will do will change that margin equivalent. He can make everybody a lot happier to get there, but are they just going to get there, look at the product, and order it on Amazon on their smartphone when they leave the door? And the market is saying so far, yes. Lowe's did miss Wall Street expectations this morning. They reported estimates of earnings of 64 cents against estimates of 70 cents. The company also cut full-year EPA guidance from $1.64 from $1.83. Shares are down. Well, they were down about 6% in the pre-market. I haven't really looked at them since then. But pretty much what they were saying is that they are losing some of their white goods sales to actually Home Depot. These guys, of course, fight back and forth in a lot of that high-dollar marketplace. And that marketplace apparently for Lowe's is starting to soften a little bit and causing some problems in that if you really were banking on a huge home market coming back, probably a little weak out there today. India, we talked about them losing electricity. There's apparently some way in their system that you can send mass emails, kind of the equivalent of what we have here in the States, where the government can send out warnings of impending doom like hurricanes, evacuation orders, that kind of stuff. And people apparently hacked it, and a lot of these people are not tremendously worldly, let me put it that way. A lot of people that make $200 or $250, the equivalent of that a month, in places like Bangalore, do have cell phones, amazingly enough. They'll spend a fifth or a fourth of what they earn every month on it. But they don't see television. They don't read a lot of newspapers. A lot of these things have very limited data plans. So they're not very worldly. Anyway, there's a lot of false warnings of attacks on them, and basically they're turning off mass text messages all over the country. Kind of strange. There was a company out, and I forgot the company name, but what they're going through is all the Twitter and Facebook announcements and finding out who has a foul word in the mornings from till about 11:30 local time. And they've done a nice little map. So if you ever wondered how bad foul language is, they went to about 440 different cities and locales, and of course a lot of those are smaller cities around larger population densities, to find out who used the F-bomb the most in the morning. Kind of interesting to see how everybody wakes up. But if you're around the LA area, Dallas or Houston, and Ground Zero is just around and south of Toronto in New York. You would think that those people in Toronto are supposed to have better manners than that. They were always treating me nice. Kind of interesting. Anyway, we're just in the white area here in Florida, so a little bit of foul language, but not ground zero for being real bad. Apparently, if you're anywhere in Mississippi, Tennessee, most all of Kentucky, Missouri, or Oklahoma, not a big use of foul language in your Twitter account. Kind of interesting. When we get back, we're going to show what Bill Gates is getting into, and that is nuclear energy. Anyway, give me a call at 877-927-6648.
Kate Stalter's exciting newsletter, Low Priced Leaders, has just launched, and now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial. Every Wednesday afternoon, Kate sends out her weekly newsletter to her subscribers where she focuses on small cap stocks with market caps under $2 billion, as well as low-priced equities with share prices ranging from $5 to $12. Kate tracks a variety of stocks with a combination of strong technical support and solid fundamentals. Many of the stocks featured will be recent IPOs. These newer issues are often some of the biggest price gainers in the market and provide an excellent opportunity for substantial gains if timed correctly. You can catch Kate Stalter live on Tiger TV with her Small Cap Roundup every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and visit TFNN.com right now to get your 2-week free trial to her brand new newsletter, Low Priced Leaders, while locking in the low introductory monthly rate of only $37.50 per month, almost a 50% discount. Act now.
with the launch of Tiger TV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, Kay Stalter, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
Millionaires are made every day. The fact is, living your dreams is possible. Someone, somewhere is going to get rich. My recommendation is, let that be you. Each day, someone is making the decision to better themselves and creating a plan to fulfill their financial dreams. Let that be you. The key to turning dreams into reality is to take massive action. Let that be you. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Master Show with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN, and I can help you with your journey to great wealth. I'll show you how to create the ultimate financial edge, a set of tools, insights, and strategies that are part of my daily newsletter service, Mastering Probability. You'll have direct access to me by phone, email, and my private library of trading and investing secrets for 30 days with an unconditional money-back guarantee. I'll take your trading to the next level. Click on my name, Steve Rhodes, on the homepage at TFNN.com and turn your dreams into reality. Mastering Probability, folks. Let that be you.
This segment is brought to you by Goldfields. For more information, just click the Goldfields banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And as we come back, Bill Gates is investing $250 million, or did, in 2010, and he's basically now coming out. Company's called TerraPower. It is a new kind of nuclear power generator. It works off of depleted uranium that was previously used in reactors that have been out since the 50s. And basically, I think most of our reactors were built before 1978 or 3 Mile Island, so most of them are fairly old. Only a few have been licensed since then. There's 15 waiting to be licensed. The interesting part on this one is it will use the waste that others have used. There's about 700,000 metric tons of depleted uranium that these reactors could use. One is enough to power about 2.5 million U.S. households for 1 year. They would use about 7,000 pounds of depleted uranium to do that. Have a very interesting design. Unfortunately, because you can't get anything done here in the United States with nuclear power, because everybody's standing in the way, he had to go invest in Korea, and that means South Korea, not North Korea. But he's basically spending his money out there. It is a slow-moving wave in which neutrons produced by fission reactions in the power-producing region convert adjacent fuel from fertile isotopes, such as U-238, into fissionable isotopes, such as polonium-239, symbol Pu. But kind of interesting. I think we're probably missing something here in the United States by turning a blind eye to a great source that is right now, even compared to natural gas, about half the price per kilowatt when used correctly. These designs are kind of groundbreaking. Unfortunately, a lot of the first generation, second generation power plants were based on bomb technology because that's all we knew about. Everybody spent the money on building bombs, not on building reactors. And part of it was that they put all the nuclear material far too close to each other, making it very easy for it to get into a runaway situation. The other thing is that they were cooled by water. Water, of course, starts boiling away at 212 degrees, not under pressure. But some of those pressurized systems would go to 325 degrees. Liquid sodium can go to, I think, 1,200 degrees before it starts to boil, making these almost impossible to overheat. Of course, sodium, very plentiful. They are trying to design these reactors for a 60-year lifespan. Once they are filled with the depleted uranium, there'll be no reason to ever go back into them. They all work by convection. There's no real pumps. Anything else, you basically let the liquid sodium go ahead and absorb as much heat as you need, and just kind of pushing more fuel into the reactor determines exactly how fast the reactor goes. Very simple, very interesting, and wouldn't need any more uranium. There's probably enough for these reactors for the next 50 years available next to current reactors. Of course, depleted uranium is what they use in the gun of the warthogs, those A-10 warthogs that are used to go out and kill tanks. It's a little radioactive, but so tiny as to not be a big issue. Kind of neat that you could repurpose all that fuel. Bill Gates in it for $250 million right now, and looks like he's going to add another $250 million to this company called TerraPower. What else we have going on here? Moody's on Friday, I caught this just at the end of I think it came out about 5 o'clock. The service announced it will be undertaking a wide-ranging review of municipal finances in the nation's most populous state because of what it sees as a growing threat of insolvency. Basically, they're going to go through and take the core temperature of a lot of these cities that are on the edge and find out whether or not the town officials decide to go bankrupt. If they do, I think Meredith Whitney, who famously predicted that a lot of these overspending and high tax rate counties and cities would have no option other than to one day claim bankruptcy if any kind of downturn in the economy actually happened. Give me a call, 877-927-6648, and we'll go to stocks when we get back. There's a couple more news stories. Kind of a quiet day out here, like it's been quiet for the last 10 days. It'll be very interesting to see when this thing changes. We will be back in a moment.
Would you like a personal update from Tom O'Brien as to what equities he's trading and what his daily trading plan is before the market opens each morning? Every market day, Tom O'Brien sends out his daily newsletter, Market Insights, to hundreds of subscribers that rely on his daily recommendations when it comes to navigating these highly volatile markets we're dealing with. As recently as May 21st, Market Insights subscribers closed out all 5 open positions for a combined profit of over 68% in one day. profits ranged from 6.5% to over 24%, and all of these trades had been initiated within the previous 30 days. Now is the perfect time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's explosive trading newsletter, Market Insights, an $85 value. Tom breaks down the market each morning with his market take and provides trade recommendations including precise stops and target profit zones, leaving nothing left to guessing. Log on to TFNN.com today and sign up for your 2-week free trial. Make sure you're a subscriber the next time Market Insights subscribers close out multiple winning trades. Take action and sign up for your free trial today. If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes that a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and the Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Certified Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by Crocodile Gold. For more information, just click the Crocodile Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And as we come back, we're going to start looking at some stocks. Look like they're giving some signals. And first one we have today is ExxonMobil. Kind of interesting in that it had made and did a nice test on Friday on much lighter volume, especially for ExxonMobil. XOM is the symbol, but we were watching this thing climb into the previous January 23 high. That high came in at $87.94, 19 million shares. Over the last few days, really didn't get anywhere close to that 11 million shares, 8 million shares, 8 million shares, 8 million shares, 11 million shares, 11.3. Friday about 11.2 million shares. Of course, we went over it. Did we close below it on Friday? 88.40. No, didn't. But we are back in that trading range today. It has popped back down in there. Not a whole lot of volume. The energy up, not all that bad either. So probably right now looks like it wants to come back in the trading range of this previous gap on the last gap up, which was on the 3rd. That gap, not a lot of volume, about 14 million shares, but probably going to be support on ExxonMobil for a little bit. So looking, probably set your alarms for about $86.50. If this thing can get back in there on very light volume, maybe it will make one more shot for the highs. XLK is another one. This is the technology select sector. Spiders, XLK, of course. Another one we've been watching kind of come up very light on volume from the previous highs, and by light I mean 50%. The April 3rd high was $30.62 on 16 million shares. As we get over the last couple of days, we're seeing 7.1 million shares, 8.1 million shares, and today very light volume but a higher high. Looks like we're going to close back in the trading range here, at least at the moment. We've got a market that's probably getting just a little bit better footing up here. Looks like it will go positive by the end of the day. We are in options rollover. Normally that takes about 2 days. It's normally over by 1 or 2 o'clock on Tuesday. That means that they try to move the market around a little bit, get even a little bit of volatility so they can get out of some of the old positions that they had. Both arbitrage and just a normal hedging of bets. They need to actually sell options for the next 60, 90 days also, and a lot of those are being put out today. Probably a very light volume in options also has been going after the marketplace, but XLK, another one with about half volume, and doesn't look like it's going to peak out over that high today. So keep a look at that. We're seeing a lot of, in fact, I wanted to go to Apple as one more from Friday. This one's going up a little bit more higher. We saw 644 on April 10th, 31 million shares the last few days on that. We haven't seen a whole lot more. Of course, on September 12th, they will be announcing the iPhone 5, and we're going to continue to watch that. 18 million shares, so probably going to be about 22 million shares by the end of the day, but still lighter than the 31 million shares we had. I don't expect this to roll over anytime soon, and of course, with the PR machine going, probably still give a little bit of gas for the NASDAQ. We looked at XOM to begin with. We've got another one here in Valero, same kind of thing. We are starting to poke through the previous highs. In this case, it was March 9th, $28.68, 16 million shares. Been going sideways for about 8 days. We are peaking out. Not a lot of strength out here, just about half volume right now as we speak. Probably going to close above this level unless something else changes. But again, not a lot of strength, no sign of strength anyway, no big candle with volume. Kind of a medium-sized candle or small to medium-sized candle as we watch VLO come out. We'll have to see how some of these turn out. But we continue to see a lot of these stocks hitting these highs and heading even higher on lighter volume. Urban Outfitters, another one that's been bouncing around these highs. And in this case, we hit a high on high volume back on April 3rd also, $31.36, 9.5 million shares. Tried to go through that on July 19th on 3.3 million shares. We're getting right back up to that 31.36 level today and looking like we're going to pull back and close below it. 1.8 million shares, so we're probably going to be going into about 2.3, 2.4 million shares at the end of the day. Seeing some of these clothing stores kind of getting over the hype of back to school. And seeing these retailers also kind of cash out. So we'll be keeping an eye on those. Got a little internet problem here, so hang on just a second while we get back. We've got another one here. Kinza Corporation. I'm not real familiar with them, so I'm going to go ahead and pull up their profile. But kind of a lighter volume stock out here, but very light volume. Software as a service solution enables organizations recruit, retain, and develop employees. Company offers talent acquisition solutions as recruiting technology systems that locates, tracks talented candidates. So kind of a headhunting organization or software for headhunters. Not a lot of volume in this stock, even at the highs, but much lighter volume over the last few days. Symbol is KNXA, and the May 1st high out here at $33.90 came with 420,000 shares. We're seeing 181,000 on Friday. Looks like we'd be lucky to get to that yet today. Another one that has peaked above the previous high. Good chance of us closing back down below those levels. Kimco Realty Company, and we've seen a lot of these hanging out at the highs. Kimco symbol is KIM. Another one with a high volume high. This one was March 19th, $19.90, 6.4 million shares. Tried to get in it on May 1st on very light volume, turned right back down and around. Been trying to hit these highs over the last few days, but we are going up against 6.4 million shares in these, about 3.5 million shares on Friday, 1.6 today, so maybe we'll get up to 2 million shares on Kimco, but a lot of these getting awful light on volume. Let's see what else we have out here. The IWD, which is the Russell 1000 Value Index Fund, for value shares. This one's not as weak as we'd seen before. Light volume today, but certainly a little bit shy out here. IWD is the symbol. We're up against the March 19th highs out here, $71.08, 1.7 million shares. We're about 4 cents below that previous high, so it hasn't touched it yet, but may be able to see something like that in the next day or two and have this thing prove the point. That is, go above that previous high and close below it on lighter volume, or see some kind of sign of strength in these markets. Right now, though, last few days, volume very light, coming in with about 680,000 shares so far today. 1 million shares on Friday. 1 million shares on Friday. Not seeing a lot of juice in these equities. Of course, market's been kind of flat here today, but we'll continue to see some of these stocks out here. Let's see if we can get a quick move here. And for some reason, I'm having a little bit of internet issues. But Eastman Chemical, EMN is the symbol on that one. We're looking at the previous high at April 27th on this one, $55.53, 2.8 million shares. Getting into that again on very light volume over the last couple of days, 1.7 million shares on August 17th. Nice little doji out here. Of course, Eastman Chemical, not part of the now defunct Eastman Kodak Company, but I think they started off together out there. DSW, let's see, get into that. Another one on very light volume. This one looks like it's doing a nice little pattern out here, and I probably don't talk a lot about it, but looks like this one might be doing that. I've heard this pattern both called tuning forks and railroad tracks, but we're seeing that in the last two candlesticks here as it went up against previous high. This thing popped up to May 29th on $61.99, 2.1 million shares. We've gotten into it with about half that volume on Friday, about 500,000 shares today. You know, we've got a nice little gap that happened off that last high. Did hop above it, but of course nowhere near the volume to hold that. These little patterns are pretty good sign of a reversal in a stock in DSW. They are a branded footwear and accessory specialty retailer in the United States and offer a brand of designer dresses and casual and athletic footwear. But seeing a lot of these retailers out here kind of hit highs and start looking at lighter volumes. Again, you know, after the back-to-school season, most of the juice in the market is over for those until we get into that after Thanksgiving Black Friday date when everybody looks at them. But another one up here on lighter volume. The energy wasn't all that bad in this one, but I think it's more of a endemic thing with a lot of these retailers up here hitting previous highs or testing highs from about 2 or 3 months ago. ProShares, the Dow 30 DDM is a symbol on this ETF. We're seeing very, very light volume in these Dow Ultra 30 ProShares. The last high out here was on May 1st at $71.92 with 830,000 shares. Got into that on Friday with about, 239,000. Even the day before it, although kind of close, about 340,000 shares. Today, extremely light volume, pulling back just a little. You'd like to see, decent closes under this $71.92 high from that date, but continue seeing very light volume, $71.92. Let's see, I wanted to take a quick peek back at the volume out here just to catch up and see if we've had anything else. We've got about 15 minutes to go in the hour, an hour and 15 minutes before the close. 1.83 billion shares on the consolidated New York Stock Exchange tape. We do have a phone caller. We're going to go to him in just a second as I get this window just closed out a little bit. But we're going to be talking to Joe again from Boston. How you doing today, Joe?
Good, Dave. How are you?
Another day in paradise down here, buddy.
Must be nice.
It is nice and steamy. We've got about 2-3 more weeks. We got about 2-3 more weeks, and that's it. But anyway, nice. What are you calling about today? Skyworks?
WKS, yeah.
So what are you doing with this one out here?
I didn't know. What do you think of this setup? The setup here looks like it's coming up to some resistance here, but I didn't know if you knew much about how they're positioned in the marketplace with regards to. I think they're in the iPhone 5.
Skyworks Solutions offers analog and mixed signal semiconductors worldwide. The company provides power amplifiers and front-end solutions. To tell you the truth, if I was looking for a play, is that what you're looking or thinking about, a play off the iPhone 5?
I'm just, you see some of these other component makers, like Cirrus Logic and whatnot, that are just exploding. So I didn't know if this had, you knew much about this company.
Yeah, but I mean, to tell you the truth, they're kind of... especially if you go, Apple is buying about half of all components now in this space. So they also get to push people around on their margins a lot.
Yep.
You always hate to have one customer, and unfortunately a lot of this kind of business ends up with you having 1 or 2 or 3 customers and basically getting beat to death on your margins.
Yep.
Not a bad company. If I was looking for some kind of play, though, I would be watching very closely as we get into the first couple of weeks of September. There are a lot of rumors about near-field communications and Apple actually putting one of those chips in it. And I think we're probably going to see the same kind of action we saw in Nuance Communication when Siri came out. If you were really looking for a big play off of...
What is the company? Newfield?
Nuance was the company that made Siri, right?
Right.
N-UAN. Right. But what I'm saying now is all the rumors from Apple are all about how it is going to be putting near-field communications or being able to pay with your cell phone. Yeah. At the gas station and everything else. We saw the news from Walmart and Target that they're putting their own system together. If we could see some kind of definitive standard set by one of these chip companies for near-field communications, that's where I'd probably want to be looking right now and watching very closely, because if you want another big winner out of here, look at Nuance Communications. You want to hang through the break?
Sure.
Okay, we'll be back in just a minute, but what I'm kind of looking is waiting for is who's going to be the big winner in the iPhone 5. I think it's if they do put in an NFC chip in it, that's going to be the next big monster like Nuance was on the Siri news. We'll be back and look at it in just a minute.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Time is the great equalizer of all mankind. Time doesn't care about winners or losers, who succeeds or fails. Time only cares that you played the game. Question: are you playing the money game? Is your money working as hard for you as you are for it? I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, a daily trading and investment newsletter service, and we're celebrating our 1-year anniversary. In year 1, we generated a 30% profit. Plus, I provided 26 hours of live coaching to my clients. My daily newsletter service is available by 8 a.m. each day and covers the stock, futures, currency, and commodity markets, along with all the current patterns that you can trade. Each newsletter is packed with education, and it's yours for as little as $3 per day. And for the next 30 days, you can try it risk-free. Click on my name, Steve Rhodes, on the homepage of TFNN.com and begin your journey to great wealth today. If you're waiting for a better tomorrow, remember this: today's tomorrow will soon be yesterday, and your clock is ticking. Mastering Probability. Now is your time.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
We come back. We've got Joe, and we're talking about maybe some good companies to look at here, off plays, off smartphones coming up here, especially since we're probably going to see a lot of action when the iPhone 5 comes out. Announcement is supposed to be the 12th of September and shipping around the 24th or 25th. Most of these companies have done a pretty good job of keeping very quiet about whether or not they're in the iPhone 5 or not. But if you could get a single phone like the iPhone 5, you might be able to get a standard set on which one you're going to use. Skyworks, not a bad-looking company out here. I kind of dislike that they're just hanging around here on highs. They poked through on July 31st out here. I would give you a couple of stocks to look at here on this news. My personal favorite would be, hang on a second here, would probably be NXPI. Have you ever looked at them?
No.
NXPI is a company, and it looks like it's getting loaded up here for a possible inclusion in an iPhone 5. Kind of on the rumors. We've seen a couple of days with some decent volume off the last low here at $18.57. That was out here on June 4th. I'm thinking that if you see, there's a lot of companies in this NFC part, but I think they're going to be the huge winners. NXP Semiconductors has a great relationship with Google all over the rest of the world, where some of these NFC chips are already being used. Okay, but unfortunately, if it's not this NXPI, which would be a rocket on this news, Broadcom is also making one chip. Qualcomm is making another one. They're going to be included in the actual chip that they produce that already has a lot of the radio part of the smartphones in them. Probably not near a big as bank if we see that NFC is part of either Broadcom or Qualcomm's chip in it. But that's the one I'd be looking at, NXPI. If they come out there, this one could be one of those that rockets to 50 on the news. It's getting awful close to that. I'd watch these guys over the next week. I've been watching them come up off. I've looked at all the sites that are going through the rumors on it. But that's it. We got one more caller. I want to get to him real quick.
Thank you.
They are also a near-field communications chip company, and that is Texas Instruments. How you doing today, Dino?
Hey, David. I'm doing great. Thanks for taking my call.
TXN, what are you thinking about on this?
A couple days ago, towards the end of the day, I took the short on a trade on TXN. And so far, I'm on the right side of the trade. But I was just wondering what your thoughts were of the company.
I think that there are probably companies out there that would be better shorts. Not a bad one. You actually got basically a 0.52 retrace on this. If it is an ABC down, you're going to $22.20 on a 1-to-1.
Yeah.
Not a bad setup. It's just, to tell you the truth, Texas Instruments doesn't look to me like anything more than a likely test down here at the 2606. The energy on this last leg up, fairly decent. So even if this thing does roll over, you're talking about $30 to 26, and I don't know if I'd see a lot more than there's a gap. See if I can get back to it here. There's a big gap, and that's huge support at about $25.20. Probably, if this thing is going down there, that's where you'd probably end up covering anyway.
Okay.
Now, again, this is another player for that NFC chip in Apple, so keep an eye on that with the short, okay?
Okay. Thank you, David.
Thank you very much, Dino. Anyway, you all have a great and safe day. Hang on for another 3 hours of wonderful programming on TFNN.